Blue Witch here. How are you guys doing tonight? Hope everyone is well. Whew. How are you guys doing tonight? Hang on a second. Did you guys see my creepy live in 5? I thought it was creepy. Did you like it? Hi, Sam. So we're going to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk to you guys about hi, Cindy. Hi, Sam. I'm going to be talking tonight. Well, I'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get on because I don't have to say it 25 times. I'm trying to get my ghost rating on here. Just one second. Come on. You can do it. Hi, DMA. How are you, darling? Come on. Where's my ghost? There you go. Sorry. I just choked on my freaking coffee and spit it everywhere all over my shirt. I just drank too much and it went down the wrong side. Do you ever do that? Oh my gosh. So I was just like, seriously. I do it a lot. I don't pay attention. I'm 12. How you guys doing? What's up? What's new and exciting in the land of YouTube? Tonight I'm drinking Starbucks coffee with it's French vanilla with a little bit of pumpkin spice. Choked on it. Yes. It's good. I like it. Starbucks is pretty good. I don't usually drink Starbucks, but I had some, so you're excited for your booster. So there's some things that I want to touch on tonight. We really need to talk about some things about love spells and how to get them to work for you. I know that and there's you're going to hear like total opposites. Okay, so it's different. It's different for some than others, and so I want to talk about that. When you're just dating someone, and then you put a love spell on them because you really like them and stuff like that. So you put a love spell on them. Just because you put a love spell on them doesn't mean that you need to be like, okay, I want to get married now and don't ever put all your cards out on the table. Ugh, really? We hate that. Thank you for telling me. I hope that's better. Admission. But anyways, I'll wait a couple more minutes. Now I'll make sure it's all doing good. Is everyone on? Can everyone hear me okay? So it's better. Thank you. Okay, cool. So, theory. My theory is that when you do a love spell on someone, if you're, okay, so this is normally how it goes, like in a male-female relationship. You're dating someone and some guy, and you like him, you put a love spell on him. Don't judgment. Don't put all your cards out on the table. Like, just because you put a spell on him. Don't be like, well, this is what I want. I'm being straight up with you. I want to get married. I want to have a family. I want kids. I want to be your girl. I don't want you to see. I don't want you to see anyone else. I'm like, I have coffee all over me. Don't do that. Just if they're like players and they're dating other people, that's okay, because they're not committed to anyone. You have to make it their idea, ladies. You can't just go up to a guy, even if you've been dating him for a while, you're in an open relationship, and be like, I want this, this, and this. You have to be like, if they tell you, I don't want that, then you have to say, well, I don't want that either, so it's fine. And just like play their game, and then until the spell starts working. Otherwise, you're shutting all the doors, you're scaring them. They're confused already from the energy. And so you need to just like let it roll. Just because you put a spell on them doesn't mean that you can go in there and make a bunch of commands. Hi, Nancy. You just can't. It's not that's not how it works. So don't try to like be all up in them. Like, don't do that. That's not going to work out well for you with most men. Some guys might want that and be like, cool, that's what I want too. But no, you say, no, I don't want to do that either. Maybe someday with the right person, but right now, I just want to, be friends. I'm cool with that. That's that's okay. And then later they'll fall more and more in love with you as time goes on, because you're working the magic. You're feeding that energy, and you're not threatening them. You're not scaring them. You're not pushing yourself on them. Guys don't like that. They want to be the chaser. They don't want you telling them, look, this is how it is now, and this is what I want, and this is what I want from you. I mean, that would be nice if you could be straightforward with them like that, but you just can't. And no. So you need to just, if they tell you they just want to be friends, just be like, awesome, that's cool with me. That's all I want to. I really just be like, I'm not ready to settle down with anyone until I find the right person. So I'm cool with just being friends. Just be like, well, sure, I want that someday, but not until I meet the right person. And, so that way that you take the threat away. Like, you're not scary anymore. Because when you do that, you make yourself scary. Then they think you're psycho and that you're obsessive and you're whatever. Guys are weird like that. And so don't ever do that. I have clients who are doing that, and they're like, well, it shouldn't matter. I should be able to say that because you did a spell. It's like, no, could not. Now, on the other hand, no notification. I posted on Facebook. On the other hand, if you're the guy, you need to be, or the dominant person, you need to be the one to send flowers, shoot her a text every once in a while saying hello, making the moves to feed the energy. Outfit. Yeah, it's bad, I know. Katya's like, what the fuck are you wearing, girl? I have like holy camo pants on. But I have pretty. Let's see. Oh, hey, Danny. It's not like the movies where you can just jump in after the spell has been cast. Right. Exactly. Thank you. Should you go as far as to say that you are dating even though you may not be? Yeah, no, you don't say you're dating. Well, you could say, yeah, you could do that. You could say that, well, it's none of their business. You don't, when you're dating someone, you don't say to them, I'm dating other people or whatever. You just say, I don't, I'm okay with being just friends. That's what you say. I'm okay with being just friends. You don't ever want to make them feel bad or feel jealous or you don't need to, there's no need to do any of that, because then they're going to be like, you're just a slut, whatever. So you don't do that. You don't like, tell them that you're seeing other people. Just say, I'm okay with just being friends with no commitment, at this point. Just be like, I don't want to have a commitment with anyone unless, I'm ready and it's with the right person. That's all you have to say. And I know what if they want to have sex? We'll have sex. You're an adult. If you want to have sex, then have sex. You're a grown up. I know in some cultures that's like a bad thing and bad things can happen. And so that's a whole nother story, If in some cultures, then you shouldn't have sex unless you're getting that commitment. Even though, even though sometimes you get the commitment and everything's good and he promises to marry you and all this stuff, and then you do that and then they run off and marry someone else, because a lot of places they still do the arranged marriages, and that is such a pain in the ass, to get around, because then you have to deal with all the family issues. I got to cast on all the families, and then him, and then her, and all. It's a big mess with those arranged marriages. It's not impossible. It's just a pain in the ass, and it takes time. Those take time. If you don't catch it in time, if you wait until it's really late in the game where there's already like, money on the table, if you will, then it's really hard to break that. I mean, you could break it, but it takes time. Yes, they do suck. And I've been dealing with a lot of those lately too, and they're a fucking hassle. They really are. But those are different. That's a whole nother area though. Like you can't, don't be with those men that are in arranged marriages. Because if their mama tells them, no, you have to marry this girl, then they're going to do what their mama says. Not all of them suck. Well, they suck for the woman who he's seeing on the side and promised to marry her, and then he says, sorry, I can't marry you. I have to marry this girl that's, you know, my family's chosen for me. And then she's left high and dry. I'm not saying that's everyone. I'm saying that this happens a lot. And so don't have sex with those guys, because then in that culture, you know, you're stained or whatever. You know, in America, it's no big deal. We just go on to the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and whatever. Girls don't care anymore, really. But I mean, I know it's not very honorable and whatever, but that's how we got that way. So, but nobody's gonna look down their nose at us, you know, and call us names, and our lives won't be ruined from it. You know what I mean? Is what I'm trying to say. In those cultures where they do that, it can ruin their whole life. Like, it's horrible, the things that these women have to go through because of those guys that do that. Drinking, yes. I choked on it, didn't I? Did you guys get a good laugh out of that? So just be careful, girls, ladies. Be careful about that kind of thing. If you're in that culture where you have to have that ring, then get that ring first. That's nice. Well, I can count on two hands of women who are going through hell right now because of this very thing that I'm talking about. Yeah. So I have a lot of clients who are going through a really hard time because of this. And we're trying to rectify it. We're trying to fix the situation with magic. And that's great and good. And yeah, it's a lot. It's just, you would be surprised. So, anyways, I don't want to get off topic too much I don't want to get too much into all of that because I don't know everything about that culture. I just know this stuff that my clients are dealing with right now, and it's really hard on them. So, anyways, I had two of them actually that are married to the guy, and then they left their wife, moved to another city or whatever to run prostitutes and things like that, and then their wife is left with nothing. And so just be careful, you guys. Like, don't be with the first guy that is presented to you. Make sure you're with a good man. For the women that are in those countries, you know, it's really difficult. And because it's not like the women can't just like go and get remarried like Americans can. You know, we're just like, well, fuck you if you're like that. Then we'll just go get remarried or find someone better. And they can't do that there. And so, I mean, like, they can get their heads chopped off and shit like that, you know. And so, anyways, so then they have to call me to put their asses in poppets and stuff, you know. And that's what happens. Yeah, reaction. Anyways, so don't put all your cards out on the table, girls. I know. He's like, change the subject, Blue. Just, I think we have a couple of loves, and our love of prosperity, and a honey jar with a poppet to it. Like I'm going to tie a poppet to a honey jar kind of thing. And then, yeah, and a comeback love and a booster, I think. I have to look and see. But yeah. So what are you guys doing tonight on this Wednesday night? I think I'm going to change some things around in the shop. It's getting kind of stale in here, so I need to move things around again. Yeah. Still here, doing nothing. Still here doing nothing. And someone gets here, recommend a spell. Is it recommended to get a binding spell with it? That is completely up to you. Every reconciliation, that is everybody's own personal preference. Some people don't want people bound to them. I personally think that you should, but only because I'm kind of mean like that. I think everybody should be bound because people are so flighty these days, and social media is so hard on relationships. Like women and men both, it's so easy to be flirting and meeting different people on social media these days that it's like they could cheat without having to like go anywhere or do anything. They could meet new people online, and they're always looking for the person who tells them they're the prettiest, or who tells them that they're the most handsome, and gee, I'd really like to know you, and blah blah blah. And so if you find someone, that is less likely to happen. It doesn't always change it, but when they're doing it, they'll feel guilty. Or when they're doing it, it depends on how addicted to it they are. If they're really addicted to it, it's their personality, and it's probably not going to change that easily. But when they're doing it, they're going to be thinking of you instead of them. And so that's why I always like to bind everybody. And most people are really against it, and I just don't care. They can fuck off. If they don't like it, don't do it. I don't care. It's not going to break my heart. I promise it won't. I hope it wasn't getting you pissed at me. I'm so sorry. I'm not mad. I know that some arranged marriages go perfectly and everything like that. I don't deal with those. Those aren't the ones I get to deal with. I deal with the ones that are a fucking hot mess. Because if you're in a perfect relationship and you have a really good, happy family life, and your parents chose well for you, and blah, 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 and you love that person, then obviously you're not going to be calling me to do a spell on them. And so I don't hear those stories. I deal with the problems. Yep. So, just keep that in mind. I mean, it doesn't matter what the percentage is on how many are good or how many are bad. I remember when I was a kid, I almost got arranged married That is funny. Yeah. It happens. Still happens to this day. And polygamy is still a big thing too. Like when husbands have one marriage and then they have other women that they do ceremonies with, but they're not legally married to. And they have, several wives. And it's like, I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine? Like, if my boyfriend had to deal with, more than one of me, I think he'd probably kill himself. Just kidding. He wouldn't. But you know what I mean? It's like, no. I didn't share laughing out loud. Yeah, I don't share either. I'm actually a very jealous person. If I even catch wind of bullshit like that, I will fucking destroy him. How would I reach you for work to get done? bluewitch379@gmail.com. Just email me and tell Art. Just email me and tell me what you need, sweetheart. That's all you have to do, and then I'll tell you. Merit. I'm too territorial for that. Yeah, I am too. I don't tolerate it at all. Not even a little tiny bit. Because I don't have time for that bullshit. So you're so cute. I just don't have time. Did you say bluewitch379@gmail.com? Yes, ma'am. Or sir. DC? Yes, DC, that is it. Just the .com at the end is all you need. Do I what? You're asking me a question. So just try to keep that in mind, you guys. All of that stuff. It depends on who you are, where you're at in the world, what your situation is, and everybody is a little bit different. And so you have to take all of that into consideration. But just please don't, if you're just dating someone and you do a love spell on them, don't go to them and go, okay, now this is what I want, and do it. You have to just stay friends and tell them you're cool with that. And then gradually you'll be feeding the energy. You'll have good times. You enjoy each other's company. And then the next thing you know, they're going to be like, hey, I don't want to be without you. You don't want to be without me. Let's just do this. And it'll all work out. But if you try to force it, you're just going to fuck it up. If you force it, you will fuck it up. Unless you're the dominant one. If you're the dominant one, then you can mention it and it'd be okay because you're the dominant one. It's ridiculous, but that's human nature, people. How do you curse an object? You just take the object, you put a lot of bad intent into it. You can use it as a vessel, and you can put a servitor in it, or you can command the spirit to go into it and trap it in there if you want to. That's not nice to do. I don't like doing that to spirits, but some people do it. Or you could say, this is your vessel now, and you could give them a sigil and put it on there, and then that will be their vessel. And then you could say, wherever I send you, I want you to torment these people. But this is where you live, kind of thing. You could do lots of stuff. If you want to do that, you can curse an object easy. Very easy. I just send them over there. I just say, here's the address. I want them to move out. Is there a time frame on how long to see results? Everyone is completely different. It is insane. Everyone is different. I think the longest I've seen is 4 months. But again, this is if you don't fuck it up. I have some clients who like to try to cast over the top of my casting and fuck my shit up. I have clients who do everything they're supposed to do, and the guy's back or the woman's back or whoever, whatever spell it is, takes effect almost immediately. I think she left. Who left? Anyways, so it just depends. It's always different, and it depends on the person. I didn't get that, what you told them. Don't do anything on a full moon cycle until after a full moon cycle. What do you mean? You didn't get that when you tell them don't do anything for a full moon cycle. Yeah. I like for you guys to just be chill and not do anything for a full moon cycle. And then after that, then you could like send them a text, or if you see them, you could say hi to them, always be happy, all that stuff is still the way it is. Yeah. And okay, so the boosters are really good for when the energy is moving, but it's like going really slow, and you want it to speed up, and you want them, you're like, well, it's working, but it's like going really slow. So then I would do a booster to like speed up the energy to get it moving a little faster. And the unblocking booster and unblocking is basically the same thing. The unblocking part of the booster, I guess, will help move obstacles out of the way. And I used to say to not do the unblockings until after the 28 days, but the boosters and the unblocking is basically the same thing. And so it's going to do the same thing that the booster's doing. And so I just do them together. Like I just put unblock, remove all obstacles, on the glass, and so that's what that is. I don't like to do those right away. If it's been a full moon cycle and you haven't seen any movement, or it's going too slow, or you did something to fuck it up, or something like that, then you're going to want to do a booster or unblocker. And so, well, like, if it's, it needs to be at least, I would wait at least a moon cycle before you start worrying about that. Mine is a booster or an unblocking. It's both. It's really just both in one. Like, it does the same thing. And I always just say to remove any obstacles, to speed up the energy, get things moving. It kind of has to be, because sometimes there's something in the way and it has to be removed to speed up the energy. And so I just do them both together at the same time. Yeah. Because everybody's different. I mean, it's still going to get worked out, but it could just take a little bit longer. And most of us these days are impatient and we want that shit done now. We don't want to wait another freaking month or whatever, But usually it takes, I would say normally it takes like 3 months. But that's if you only have one spell. If you have like 3 spells in play or more, then it could take I would say like, a couple months per spell. Like if you have to do a breakup, then you have to make the family love you. Then you want to do a comeback love. Okay, so that's like 6 months worth of spells. That's a lot of spells. So, right? 3 months, 6 months worth of spells. Because you got to figure give each spell like 2 months, right? So then if you have like a bunch of spells in play, each spell is going to take time. You have them all in place, and so everything will line up the way it's supposed to. But if you do like a breakup, and then you don't do the comeback love, then they break up, and then they're already with someone else because you didn't do the comeback love part. So you didn't put yourself in that place where he's going to be thinking of you. That's going to help speed up the breakup, etc., etc. And so you just have to, it just takes time, you guys. It's not instant. That's only in the movies. Although I have seen it work instantly almost, like within a few hours. I do have a few of those kind of testimonies. That's not common. Yes, I've had a lot of people tell me like they knew exactly when I was casting. They could feel it, and they were with the person I was casting on, and they could tell that they could feel it. And so there's things like that. I have had a lot of test runs where I got before, during, and after, reviews of the castings that I've done and things like that. So whenever I start a new spell or a new technique, I should say, I like to do that with people and ask them to please, I'll be like, I'm going to do your casting at this time on this day. Are you going to be with that person? The one girl was like, okay, I'm going to be at a party with him, at this time on this day, do it at that time so I could be there with him so I could see how he reacts. And so, I've had some really cool clients who have given me good opportunities to do these types of things, and it's very successful. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Hello, everyone. Witchy Mom is late. We're talking about love spells. My advice to everyone doing spell work is keep distracted. Go out and live your life. Can you see the blocks ahead of time? No, you can't. Well, I could if I spent all of my time in meditation focusing on that person and your spell, and did like hours of divination and really honed in on that energy for a long period of time, I could probably do a lot of things. But I don't have that kind of time to do that. And I would have to charge you a lot of money because you would be using a lot of my time to be able to do that. And so to me, it's easier for me and for you, and less expensive for you to not have me do that, because it's cheaper to just do a booster than it is to have me spend hours and all my energy on that one spell. And I don't like to do that, because then I'm drained. It uses my energy, and I don't like to do that. I like to use my energy on the gods, on Akateos from Belial, and they give me their energy for your castings. So I give them my energy, and they give me their energy to put into your guys' spells. That's the way I like it. Everybody does their magic differently, and that's okay, but that's just kind of how I like to do mine, because I love them, and so I like to work with them instead of just doing everything out of myself. I don't like doing that too much. So, I mean, I'm still using some of my energy. I'm still the vessel. I'm still the one that they're pushing energy through. It's still coming through me, coming through my chakras and into your casting, and then out into the universe. But it's not just my energy. It's the energy of the gods. And so, it happens when it's supposed to happen. Yeah. Do you use food involved in your love spells? What do you mean food involved? Like apple spells? Yeah. All the time. All the time. I prefer to use the apples over the jars for many reasons. I'm just a hot mess tonight. Running with the devils on. Sorry for the questions. It's okay. Yep, apple love spells are the bomb. I like them. For a comeback spell, do you recommend doing a booster every month? Yeah. Well, yeah, you can. It depends. It depends on, like, yeah, I think it helps. I really do. But, you don't have to. You really don't. You don't have to, but I think that, okay, again, it kind of goes back to the dominant thing. If you're the dominant person and you don't make any moves, then you might want to keep doing them until you build up your courage to make your move, because it's kind of up to you to make the move and to feed the energy. And if you're not going to, like, to do it, then you need to do something to keep it going. Okay, Blue. And I'm not just talking to you about that, Optimus and DMA, because you're both kind of stubborn like that. It's true. It's true. I've talked to both of you about this. My girl ain't afraid to talk to me. She wants to. Well, she might not be afraid to, but she might think that you don't want her to. on her birthday. That was the perfect day to do it too. Oh my gosh. But you better send her flowers. I'm telling you, it's the key. It's the key. Watch. It's the key. Send roses. Happy birthday. Here's the keys, DMA. I don't know how much more. Sorry. Ha ha ha. You guys just don't believe me. Sensitivity. I know. It's Akate's key. That's why. Her keys are all pretty. If they die, they die. Yeah, but they won't be dead when you give them to her. It's not about how they end up. It's about what they mean and what they represent. And that you went through all the trouble to get a hold of the florist and write her a card. Oh. Well, that's what I'm talking about is, okay. Sensitivity to transfer what? Probably try to take her out to dinner if she replies. Well, you could send her flowers and ask her out on the card. You could be like, send her the flowers, and then on the card you could say, would you go out to dinner with me? I'd like to take you out for your birthday. Would you do me the honor of whatever, going to dinner with me? Translation. For your birthday. This is Akate, this is Belial, and this is Lucifer. She's not a flower person. Machaha, plus she lives with her family. So everyone will be going gaga over those flowers. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if she's a flower girl or if she's a tomboy or if she's, it doesn't matter. She's still a female. No, you cannot send her a taco. We've already talked about this. No tacos. Unless that's what she wants for dinner. No tacos. Flowers. Send flowers. Trust me. Okay. Stop being so stubborn. Just listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. My boyfriend and I had a discussion today in the car on the way home. And I was telling him that out of all my boyfriends, he's the only one who's never bought me flowers. He's like, yes, I have. I said, no, never, not once. Name one time that you bought flowers. And he couldn't. He was like, well, He couldn't think of one time. He does tons of sweet stuff for me all the time. He builds me things. He, puts new tires and wheels on my car, puts in new stereo systems. He's like that kind of guy. He builds shit. He doesn't go buy, little flowers and be like, here's a flower, because he's not like that. He doesn't think like that, but he does other things. And so it's okay. So I never really cared, but I just thought it was funny that I threw that at him today. He didn't know what to say. You can send her some flower seeds, some flower seeds, and she can plant them herself. And now we know why Optimus has to go to Blue Witch. That's why. That's why right there. No, Optimus gives really nice gifts to his chick. Don't get it twisted. He's told me some of the things that he did for her. He did really nice things for her. I think he's just trying to be funny. You bought her flowers once, and I didn't think she liked them. I even got her mom flowers. Oh, see? Hi. You guys are giving me lots of numbers tonight. You should He's not even close. Nope. He's just being silly. When you do a booster, expect the energy to come back full. Probably. Yes, ma'am. I didn't realize. I do. I just saw him walking right there. Is that you? Who was that right there that was walking right there? I just saw. Is that you? See the guy I like. Oh, it's a different person over there? Who's over there? Can you tell me who it is? How many are in this shop? How many are in here? Is he looking after my welfare? To send him some crab legs since he loves them. See, that's very thoughtful. All right, I'll be doing energy bells. Whoever was over there, who is it? I just saw them very clearly standing right there. Yes, you will be. Make most guys look bad. Yep. And send you crab legs. Yes. Everyone loves those. Yeah, I do. Can you hear it? It's weird. I don't know what it is. It's Alexa. She just randomly put some weirdo. Oh. I don't know what she's doing. She does whatever she wants. She has a mind of her own, apparently. Anyways, you guys, it's been real and fun. I think I'm going to get off of here and get cleaning everything up. And I want to change some things around because I'm getting I don't like it like this. So I'm going to move things around again. And I will talk to you guys later on. And watch for my spells tonight. And I'm really not sure what I have coming up, but I think it's like a booster and the love and a honey jar. A poppet honey jar. I want to stick the whole poppet in the honey jar, but I can't do that. She's talking about me. Stick the honey jar in the poppet. Well, I'm just going to like bind the poppet to the honey jar and do it that way. I know we have a lot of stuff going on yours. I know we have a lot of stuff going on yours. Have we strapped yours to a 7-day? I can't remember. Nope. I gotta go put a couple, I have 2 fire anthill spells that I'm gonna go put out. That I'm gonna go put out in the fire anthill, and I just put out all the weight loss spells. They've been burning since yesterday, and they are doing really good. So I haven't had anyone really, except for Nicole, give me any kind of testimony on how it's making them feel or anything. So the next 2 I do are going to be with witches who understand what the energy is and how it's affecting them, who can give me good data. 6th, manage, arrive. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm out of. I know. I don't think she likes my pants. I have holy jeans on that have like camo holy jeans, and I don't think she likes them. It's the in style thing. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Peace out.